So the men's semi-finals at the NCAA championships. Let's check out how it went down. Pepperdine versus Arizona State. Mason Anderson and Dylan Mennati on 16. Mason now. He is 2 down. His tee shot looking to fight back and do something special for Arizona State. And that is how you do it. So he would hit that to a foot, make birdie, and win the hole. So Anderson now, Arizona State. The match is tied up 18. Here's his second.
Go, go, go!
He's telling it to go. He's telling it to go. And it went to about 7 feet. So it's all square up 18. Mennati now, match tied. Putt for birdie. Makes it. You can see the emotion running through these young guys looking to add a championship title to their school. So Anderson now putt for birdie to extend. And he's not going anywhere. So on to the 19th hole. First playoff hole for them. Par putt now for Anderson to win the match. And he makes it, so he puts the first point on the board for Arizona State. And what a close one that was. The talent in this match play is just so strong. So on to Joey Verchich now from Pepperdine and David Puig from Arizona State, where we find them on the 17th hole. Verchich putt for birdie to extend the match. And that would just slide by right, so close. He would miss. Puig would win 2 and 1, puts the second point on the board for Arizona State. So how about Joe Highsmith now from Pepperdine taking on Preston Summerhays, ASU, who had such a strong quarterfinals performance. The match is tied. We find them on the 6th, the par 4. Summerhays now, his second shot from 118 yards. And that will do indeed. To a few feet, he'd win the hole and go 1 up. So Summerhays was 5 up through 10, but they got to 18 and he was just 1 up. So birdie putt to win the match, and he got the job done. Puts the third point on the board for Arizona State as they are headed to the finals. So they are the host school, so they are playing with a bit of an advantage. They know how to play golf in the desert better than most players out there. You can see ultimately it was 4-1. Cameron Sisk clinching that point at the bottom against Derek Hitchner. So an impressive performance for the host school. So let's hear from head coach Matt Thurmond.
First NCAA championship final appearance for you personally as a coach. What are your emotions coming off the golf course after the longest day in college golf?
So, I don't know. I mean, it just happened so fast. It seemed like just a minute ago everything was tied and it was really tight, and then all of a sudden, Mason comes back. Preston wins his last 2. It was right when Cam went 2 up, and then Puig drove it on the green on 17. It all happened in like 5 minutes. So I'm still in a little disbelief, but I'm really excited.
Let's start with your star freshman, Preston Summerhays. Goes out and beats Haskins Award winner Chris Goddard 7-5 in the morning. Then he has one of the wildest matches you could possibly imagine. Huge lead. Ends up birdieing the last 2 holes to win the match. What did you learn that you may not already have known about Preston Summerhays?
Well, I think we knew it. I mean, I know all along when we were recruiting him, he just won matches over and over and over again. We talked about that earlier, but he's just won over and over in match play. There's something he really likes about it. And, I mean, this morning, seeing him do that, and we paired him up against Highsmith this afternoon. And, I mean, Highsmith's awesome. What a back nine he had, right? And there was that moment, where they were tied. And I'm like, should I go say something to Preston? Should I make sure he's okay? I'm like, no. Preston's fine. Preston's a mature player. And sure enough, he birdies the last 2, and I didn't see any shots he hit the whole day.
What are you expecting from the home crowd tomorrow as you guys play for a national championship?
Hopefully they'll be here. It was great, to hear the noise from across the course when guys did things well. But, our guys are going to do what they're going to do regardless. So there's a lot of passionate people out here. We appreciate them all so much.
So a big day tomorrow for Arizona State as they have a chance to join this short list of schools since 1985 that have hosted and won a national championship. And tomorrow they've got the opportunity to become just the 5th school in history to achieve such a feat. Well, why don't we check out the other semi-final that went down today? It was the #1 seed Vanderbilt taking on Texas. So Cole Hammer, he is a senior at Texas, one of the biggest names on their team, taking on Gordon Sargent, the individual champion that was crowned just yesterday. So Cole Hammer now chipping from just short of the green on the 3rd hole. How about that? Holds it, makes birdie, goes 1 up through 3 holes. So Sargent now, his putt for par to extend the match on 15. So close, yet so far. So Hammer would win 4 and 3. He puts the first point on the board for Texas. So then we move on to William Mole from Vandy taking on Parker Coody, one of the Coody twins, where we find them on 7. William Mole, his putt for birdie to win the hole. Nice moment for him. He would make that to tie the match. So Coody now, his putt for par on 18 to extend the match. Just not quite on the money, so Mole would win 1 up and puts the first point on the board for Vanderbilt. So this was a very tight semi-final. Travis Vick now from Texas taking on Reed Davenport from Vanderbilt. We find them on the 15th. Vick is 3 up at this point for birdie and to win the match. Too easy, so he would make that putt to win 4 and 3. Puts the second point on the board for Texas. Well, we just saw Parker. How about Pearson Coody taking on Cole Sherwood on 10? Pearson Coody 1 up, and this is his second shot just in the fairway. Not bad at all. 6 that to just a couple of feet. He'd make the birdie and go on to win the hole and go to 2 up. So Coody now par putt for the win, and he would put the final point on the board for Texas, and they advance to the final. So let's take a look at the semi-finals and how that shook out in the end. It was 3.5 to Texas, 1.5 to Vanderbilt, as Cole Hammer, Mason Nome, and Travis Vick claimed the victories. Pearson Coody claimed the victory. I should say he lost. Let's move on, shall we? On to Coach Fields, and let's hear from him as his team advances to the finals.
What are you most proud of your team today?
Oh, I'm super proud of the fact that all 5 of them came together. They played free golf today, I think, and we played an incredibly great Vanderbilt golf team, incredible coaches. So to beat them in an afternoon like this was very special. But the team that we've put together is a team that's been wanting to do this for several years. And what I'm most proud of is that they've persevered, and here we are.
What is it that's having them peak at this time, right in this moment?
Well, I think that for our guys, obviously the end of the season, the championship part of our season, whether it's the conference championship, the regional championship, and now the national championship, that's what you want to do, is you want to kind of elevate your game as you go along. And they've certainly done that. I mean, some of the golf that they've played over the last 3 days has been pretty spectacular. You don't beat an Oklahoma State team or a Vanderbilt team without a good golf, and so they were playing good golf for sure. And beyond that, the final round of medal play was maybe one of the better rounds I've seen as a coach. And so putting all those things together, we're ready for Arizona State. Looking forward to playing them, and it'll be nothing different. Matt Thurmond is a great coach, and his team is put together. They play this golf course all the time. We know that. But we've had 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds here now, so we played a lot too.
So Texas advanced to their 3rd final match since 2016, and they will be taking on host school Arizona State, and what is sure to be a very exciting final.